Hello and welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and with me this week are...
Hello, I'm Eli from Denver, Colorado.
And Mike.
Oh yeah, I like to be introduced. I'm that kind of guy. But yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Mike from New York, New York. So
You're lazy.
what up?
You're too used to your Smash tournaments where everyone's announcing you and you're basking in the glory.
Yeah,
Not on this podcast. You announce yourself like the scrub you are. And lastly, we have...
I can be Unoclay from Pornhub. I'm the guy that brought you the Overwatch porn. Psych! Not me. It's hot though, right? I just found out about it. I'm totally getting giddy, like looking at all these gifs online here.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I guess we'll go into what we've been playing. I guess we'll go into what we've been playing, and hopefully not anything too personal like Unoclay. I've just been playing Darksiders 2 again, but rather than retread on the same thing, I kind of wanted to bring up movies. So every month or every couple of months, my animation group that I was with in college, we like to go see like an animated movie just to, I don't know, get back to the industry or something. I don't know. Just a cool thing to celebrate it. And we were going to see Ratchet and Clank, but apparently it did so poorly that Sony yanked it out of the movie theaters, and it was only there for like 2 weeks or something, so we couldn't see that because it was barely in the movie theater, and it was gone by the time we got there. So we ended up seeing Angry Birds, and before everyone gets all bent out of shape, saying, oh my gosh, mobile game movie, blah, 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 it was actually pretty funny. And I actually liked it. It's not like perfect. It's not some masterpiece or some art film or anything like that. But it's a fun movie to get into. Like, you go in and you have fun. It's funny. And you come out, I don't know, feeling good about it. Definitely wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad or anything. I definitely had fun with it.
I did not know there was an Angry Birds movie, so this is like... mind blowing to me. I'm just like, wait, like that's crazy. So, is there anyone famous in it? Like famous voices or anything?
Yeah, they got a lot of celebrity voices, a lot of comedians. But they all do really well with their parts. I'm just more surprised that the one video game adaptation to get its movie done like well as far as being a good movie and staying true to the source material is a game no one ever would have expected. Like Angry Birds, it's going to be stupid. Oh wow, it actually did what it should. Resident Evil didn't do that. Like all the other movies didn't do that. Ratchet and Clank surprisingly didn't. I haven't watched it, but apparently they don't really use weapons and a bunch of other stuff that's out of character, which is weird because it's just the cutscenes from the game. Like, they're already making a movie with the game, so I don't know how much harder that can be, but regardless, no, definitely go see it.
Yeah, good for giving it a chance, like, genuinely. Yeah. I would never see some garbage like that, so
honestly,
I'm being serious, so, like, congratulations, you have an open mind, so that's good.
Honestly, like, people are getting all bent out of shit, like, oh, Angry Birds is stupid. Yeah, it sounds stupid on paper, but when I saw, like, the trailers, I didn't think it even looked that bad. I think everyone was just getting all, like, bent out of shape because it's Angry Birds. I'm like, this trailer doesn't look that bad, people. I don't know what you're just complaining for the sake of complaining. But no, I liked it. And I really like the main character, Red. Yeah, I know, creative name. But I like him because rather than being the regular stupid main character that just lets everything gloss over for what all the side characters do, he constantly points out and analyzes like all these characters' stupid decisions and why everything they do makes no sense. And I think it's really refreshing to see like a character that actually like points at the movie and takes it seriously rather than just brush everything off for the sake of plot.
I mean, it's not, I was looking it up on Rotten Tomatoes while you're talking. It's not doing so well on there. It's at like a 43%, but I'll take your word for it and maybe watch it on DVD someday and see if it works for me or something like that, you know? Interesting.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing. Eli, what have you been up to?
Oh my God. So, me being out of school, I've suddenly had a lot of time for gaming. I've literally beat like twice as many games in May as I've beaten the rest of the year combined so far.
Yeah.
So amongst my I beat 3 games in the last week, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. First of all, I beat Twilight Princess.
Nice.
Oh God. I'm just kidding.
My thoughts, I think I was pretty
I
close.
saw you online playing.
What?
I just said I saw you online the other night
Oh,
in Miiverse or whatever on my friends list that you were playing it again. So I thought you might be going for it. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I think I was pretty close to the end when I was talking last time. And so the game is like, it's like I said, compared to other Zeldas, I don't think it's that amazing, but it's still a great game for what I think anyway. For some reason, I don't know how many. After that, it gets really good. And so, if you imagine Zelda's a 40-hour game, I think that hours 0 through 5 are kind of meh. Then 5 through like 25 to 30 are really, really good. And then the last 10-ish hours are usually like not as bad as the first 5, but like not as great as the good chunk in the middle, I think anyway. So that's true for Twilight Princess. Towards the end of Zelda games, it always feels a little bit like a grind to me. So I mean, it's great. It's a great game, but compared to other Zeldas for me anyway, I don't think it's that incredible. I also played Grim Fandango through and got a platinum in that game, the remastered version on PS4. The Grim Fandango, the story and the writing is really good, but the gameplay is just very outdated, I feel. I don't know. Have you guys played Grim Fandango?
It's an adventure
Yeah, I
game?
platinumed it.
Yeah.
It's from PlayStation 1, Clay. It's with the skeleton and the Spanish accent with Manny Calavera. But
Is it an adventure game or is it more like an
Yes.
action
it's
adventure?
point and click. It's a point and click
Yeah,
game.
that's what I
And
thought. Right.
yeah, if you want the platinum, you gotta play old school rules. So I can see why you're like, it doesn't feel that good that way. I mean, if you did replay, I mean, if me and you like played it like the way they remastered it, we probably wouldn't be like, man, this is a pain in the ass. Actually, instead of going up, right, and left, just to freaking turn left.
Well, I mean, honestly, the tank controls, although that's true, I did have a pain in the ass, walking really slow from place to back and forth and back and forth. That wasn't it. It was also like, just some of the puzzle solutions were really
hard.
Yeah,
I would sleep on it. Like, I would be like, I can't figure this out right now.
it's not just hard. It's like, in order to beat the game, you'd literally have to like click on everything, try to get, click on everything, hope that there's an item there, then go and try that item with everything else,
Yeah. And then like with the tank controls, sometimes you're like, I have the item, and he's like not looking exactly where he's supposed to look.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Totally. Yeah, and that was a pain. I hear you on that. I thought the game, the writing is pretty sick, and like the story is awesome. But I do hear you. That was a bit of a pain in the ass, the game.
See, there is a problem with going for platinum runs. Play it normally like everyone else.
Well, even then, even if I wasn't playing with the tank controls, that's what I said. My problem wasn't really with the tank controls, even though that was a little bit of it. If I could watch like a Let's Play without the puzzles, then it would.
So the cutscenes?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, and the dialogue,
You're like, if I could just not play it, that would be great.
The dialogue was pretty funny. So there's that. And then I also played through Life is Strange, which is the episodic game from Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when it came out, because it was episodic, a lot of people looked over it. And the reviews, like if you look at the Metacritic right now, it's about an 85, which is great. It's a great game by critics. But I feel like, if I tell you Life is Strange, what do you think of? You don't really think about this game that's that great, even though the reviews kind of reflected that. But playing through, I really think the game was good. The ending was a little weird. But overall, I think the game was very good. The music really kind of made the game. And you play through and the story is great and the characters are great. It can be a little bit, cheesy towards the beginning because it's like overly stereotypical of high school students, which irritated me a little bit because the stereotypes weren't really that true. But, other than that, I thought the game was very, very good, and it was on sale on PSN for $10. Totally worth it. Easy platinum if you're into that sort of thing. But the game is more than worth owning and playing through if you've got access to a console that plays it. I think it's very good.
Okay, cool. Mike, what have you been up to besides fighting fires? Apparently Mike's dead because he's not answering us, so I guess he's not fighting the fires anymore. The fires have won. Poor Mike. Well, he went out dying on the podcast. So I guess we'll move on to you, Unoclay, and see if Mike comes back from the dead.
Okay. All right. He probably heard what I said about the Overwatch porn and is distracted right now. So that's cool. We'll cover.
Well, at least he had the.
Oh, there he is. There he is. I just heard him. I heard him sneak in.
Mike, you there?
All right, I'll take it. Sounds like
you go, Clay. You go.
Oh, okay, cool. Right on. What do I?
At least he had the decency to mute his mic when he was fapping.
Nice. I know. I don't want to hear that.
Anyway, let's go on.
But instead of the questions, what have I been playing?
Well, Flea, Clay, you're kind of breaking off.
Oh shit, am I?
Or you're drunk.
Sounding better?
Either way.
No, I don't know. I can hear you guys okay. Am I sounding all right?
Clay sounds fun to me. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. Well, anyway, I've been playing some Meat Boy. I've been crushing through that game. I absolutely adore it. It's platformers, and super retarded difficult platformers are like one of my favorite genres. So I've been playing a lot of that on the Wii U version. I'm on the sixth world, which is called The End. I have no way of knowing if it is or isn't, but and I've been like working my way through the dark worlds. For people who haven't played the game, every world, which has about 20 levels in it, has dark worlds of every single level. So basically every world has about 40 levels in it, which is 20 regular versions and then 20 super ridiculous hard versions. So it's got a lot of challenge. It also has speed run challenge for each level, like that you have to do it in a certain amount of time. And there's these extra bonuses called bandages that you have to grab. They're optional, but it's addictive if you're into these kind of games. So I've been really working at the game. I'm not going to 100% this thing ever. But it's a great challenge. Everyone knows about Meat Boy, so I don't need to go into detail. I'm getting near the end of the main vanilla campaign, I would say at this point. I'm loving it. That's why it's famous. And, but mainly I can come here. I don't think anybody else has talked about playing Star Fox yet on here. Has anyone else played Star Fox?
Nope.
Why would I spend money on that game?
Yeah, I'm setting you up because you clicked on earlier. I was setting you up. Mike, you didn't play Star Fox yet, did you?
Yeah, actually, I did. I just started.
Cool.
Jerk, spoiling my weekend of talking.
We can convert.
Games.
We can talk about this. Where
Okay.
How
do you feel about it?
Into it?
Okay. Obviously it's Star Fox 64 again, but it's not Star Fox 64.
Right.
But the story-wise, the story is kind of important because the first one, not the first one, even though the first one is 64, which is the next one anyway. But the story is important. I don't like how they kind of force it to be 64 with some of the lines. It's not 64 3D bad where there's I was like, wow, this is just terrible re-voice anime. It's more of I know, I don't know if they got the same guys or they're just doing it with no passion and all that, where it's Slippy, get back here. I'm like, yeah, I know he said that.
Help!
Yeah, it's not the same as it was in 64, They're just kind of saying it. But, I think I think the game looks beautiful, plays really well, except for I don't like there's a whole adventuring aspect. So I'm trying to beat these levels fast while racking up my points. But I can spend all day on a level. That doesn't affect the score at all. So, it doesn't affect, your overall ranking. All that matters is the hit at the end. So I'm like, I really shouldn't be, oh man, I gotta get through this. I could literally be on break the whole time and get a plus 400, and I won't get penalized for it. Aiming mechanic sucks. Okay. It's super bad.
It's tough. It's definitely tough. I agree with that. It's hard.
All range mode is trash.
I know what you're saying about the scores because it's you really have to work at it to improve your scores. It's brutal. I know exactly what you're talking about. Go on.
Yeah, no. You know I'm not worried. The scores are all right. I could cheese it though and just hold break the whole time because the levels are so long and it's there's no that sense of speed that there was there in 64. It's it's not there. It's like I'm not running through the
Well,
level, like, you know, like
in my recollection of Star Fox 64, that was the same thing you did though. Okay, so for the listeners who haven't played it yet, what we're talking about is a lot of the game is score based, and then the secret unlockables, you have to find certain things. I don't want to spoil anything because part of it's kind of figuring out for yourself. But you can use your brake as you're flying to slow down the ship and then get more hits. Like you're trying to kill more of the enemies, hit more of the targets, hit more stuff. And that is, I was working on that the last 2 days. Yeah, like a big part of the game is braking efficiently and then trying to target and manage everything at the same time. And I know.
Yeah, but like in 64 though, if you weren't fast enough for some enemies, you'd lose them, and they'd be like a greater hit bonus and all that. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's like in this, I just feel like I'm like, okay, like I'm going at my own pace, but at the same time, I'm rushing myself too much. Like the first level I rushed, I was like, oh man, I got like 282 hits. I'm like, this sucks for the first round. You know, you need 300 for the gold, 300 plus. So I'm like,
You're better at the game than me, to be honest.
I
What you're
can just
saying.
hold break.
I think you're better at the game than me, to be honest with you, because like number one, that score, if that's even close to accurate, that's better than my best score after like 4 tries on level 1. And
But level 1, you know what you gotta do? If you use a charge shot, you gotta make sure you're always aiming for middle. You get a +4.
Right, so you
Plus
get
4 is
plus-
actually a 7 hit, and then
right, for the listeners who've never played it, like what we're describing is like you basically, if you never played Star Fox 64, you would know about this. But like the idea is like if there's a group of 5 enemies, maybe there'll be one guy in the center, and what you want to do is lock onto the guy in the center and drop your bomb on him. And if you do that,
no, you want to do a charge shot. Bomb won't
Right,
give you the
yeah,
extra points
wrong,
on it. Yeah.
wrong word. Yeah, like you want to do your charge shot, lock it onto the center guy, and you basically double your points. Instead of getting 5 individual kills, you get 10 or something to that effect in that situation. So it's all about like targeting. You're probably better at the game than me because, to be honest, the break does not give me some like massive like advantage where I feel like the game is too slow or easy, because I always feel like I'm running out of break just when I need more of it, and then I have to like.
That's a mental thing. Like the first time I played, I was like, there's a lot more like leverage time with like speed, the boost and the brakes and all that in this game. It's
Right.
just when I have that problem though when I'm in all range mode. I'm having that same like that problem you are. I'm like everything's going on too much because I don't know if it's like the way the camera works or the way like aiming sucks in all range mode. I'm terrible at that. I'm like. Because you not only am I moving the controller, you don't have the cursor anymore on the screen. You have to freaking use the gamepad to aim. I mean, you have to hit ZR to lock on or ZL. All right, now I have to look down and look up at the same time, essentially. And I'm getting like this weird feeling. Like when I'm fighting Star Wolf, I'm like, I actually freaking only got a mission complete, and Peppy got captured rather than. So I had to go to the asteroid field rather than keep going on from like Sector Beta or Sector B. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I just beat the other 3 guys, and this isn't too hard, but I can't aim. Like an all range mode, I hate it. I hate that.
What Mike's describing is basically for both Eli and Matt and for everyone listening is basically the comment. If you've been reading other news, it's true. I mean, the game is hard, and it's very strange using the 2 screens. You're using the TV some of the time. You're using your gamepad some of the time for the cockpit view. I like it. But everything Mike's saying is fair. I would say, Mike, I think you're right on because it's hard. It's hard and it's confusing.
Yeah, it's not smooth. And like, you know, like most of these games, like Star Fox 64 is super smooth. Like from Landmaster to that, like even the crappy water levels, you're like, you know what? This is almost the
in
same
fairness,
thing.
I mean, Star Fox 64 is a masterpiece to me. It's not the biggest game, but it's a perfectly well-made game that's really fun. This is a new version of it, and it's harder, and therefore it's more confusing. I like it. Are you liking it?
Oh yeah, no, I like the game. I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
Okay, I do like I'm I'm not gonna lie, it's odd, the adventuring like kind of thing. Like I'm like that level the third level, like if you do good at like, you know, if you get it done in the fast time and you don't get the quote secret weapon lost, a giant monkey thing, you get the warp to Zonus with the gyro.
Yep.
That level is weird for me because it's like that's not a Star Fox 64. That's not a Star Fox level to me. You know, that was like a normal, like this is a new game kind of thing. I'm flying in a slow gyroscope and trying to deactivate shields rather than get to the end, fight the boss. Like that level had no boss. It was like it was so weird, you know. But I get it.
It's surprising. It's surprising because it's not. I'll say this because like I feel like we're feeling the same way because that level I played through it like 3 times. I wanted a better score on it. and like it is strange. What we're talking about is like I don't want to spoil too much of the game, but there's levels where there's not the traditional, as Mike was saying, there's not the traditional fight to the end, fight a boss next level. I'm kind of down with that because like, you know, Star Fox has
That's
got
what
to
I
like
want.
evolve. It's got to evolve a little bit. Like it's got to evolve. Like I mean, like let's be honest, if it was just the same old game,
Yeah, people will be like, "Oh, we're getting gypped again," you know, like all this other
But
stuff.
they are saying that.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but like, see, that's it. People are dumb. They're like, "Oh, I want the old one." Then they give them a level like that, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, they don't change their ways." That's like the second classic Nintendo argument. Besides, they want like like a female hero like Zelda to be the lead. You know,
Well-
something stupid like that.
Well, they
But-
did. They did new things, and they also did a lot of old things. So I think the
But the
criticisms
new things
are
are always
still
bad.
warranted.
Like Miyamoto made Skyward Sword, so therefore no new
Here
thing
we
should
go.
ever come.
Here we go.
Okay.
No, but you were saying people complaining
Everything
that it
leads
was.
back to it.
We need like a sound effect when Mike mentions like Skyward Sword or Galaxy 2 or Donkey Kong Country Returns in any kind of
Oh,
we
they're
need a
good
sound
games.
effect.
Is it a
Like,
correct sound effect?
Like wah, wah, wah.
Well, Donkey Kong Country Returns is the second best Donkey Kong game that exists. Alright, it's not Donkey Kong 64 or DKC 2.
No, I'm
Alright,
busting your balls.
but no, the thing is like, I don't know. I'm gonna. I wanted to bring it here because I'm chilling at Phil's house. I wanted to bring it and see if maybe it'd be different with a pro controller. Are you playing it with the gamepad also, Clay? Or
The gamepad because I wait, can you?
yeah, I play all the games with the gamepad. I'm like, maybe if I play with a pro controller, I don't have to do this stupid 2-screen mechanic.
No,
thing. I'm
you
thinking.
can't.
I was gonna say you can't.
Not
Like,
unless you
You
play
can't
in
play with a
co-op.
you can't play with a pro controller.
No.
I think only if you're doing 2 players, right?
Yeah, if
What?
you do 2 players, one person controls the movement of the ship and the other person shoots. But
What?
if you're in
I mean,
one
yeah,
player, you
like
have,
it sounds like you're like unaware of it. Like I'm not in any way like making fun of you. I'm like saying it sounds like you're not unaware of it. That was the
Well,
big
yeah, well, anytime I want to get something, I don't read anything. I don't like, you know.
right. That was the big controversy coming into it because people were having problems with the controls in beta testing and all that stuff
Well, they probably hired some casual ass bitches, you know, the beta test.
Well, the thing is, like, even like the big reviewers were saying, now here, like, it was kind of big news, and it's clear that you just hadn't heard it. That was the big news before the launch of the game. They were saying, no, you can't turn off the gamepad. It is required to play this game. And people were saying, like, wait, what? And
Yeah, I thought maybe it would just fix all range mode for me. I don't mind, like, in the beginning when you have the back. Like, cockpit mode is actually, it's way better than it was in 64, where it's completely useless.
Right.
All right, like, I'm like, like the way the motion controls work with the aiming cursor, it's fine in the cockpit control. And I don't mind if I don't mind if I switch between the two. Like, that's actually flawless. But like I said, this all range mode, like, that cursor, that aiming cursor, that double green cursor for guys who like don't know what I'm talking about, like that is almost non-existent in all range mode. You have to manually lock on to something, like your objective or like trying to get an enemy. And it's like when you're locking on, now you have to look at your screen, which is locked onto the guy, which now you're trying to aim and hit, but it's zoomed into that. So you're like, oh crap, now I need, 4 eyes or 3 eyes, one to look up top. And yes, they give you a mini screen sometimes at the bottom, like showing where you are, but I'm trying to hit something. Like, there's a different sight. Like, your eyes are focused on something else. Like, when I'm trying to shoot something, alright, yeah, I'm a little bit more narrow vision, alright? But that's because I'm focused in on shooting one specific target. It's like a mental, like, aspect. Like, there's some word, like a word, like, I can't, like, really think of the adjective right now. But, like, versus, like, when you have that behind the back view, when you can see everything and you're aiming at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's hard to like really explain, but it's like, I mean, you could be looking everywhere, but if you're supposed to focus on one thing, your brain is going to focus in only on that one thing and kind of forget the rest of the surrounding.
Yeah.
So I'll be crashing. Like, I'm lucky, like, this is not like expert mode like it was in 64, because then I would always have one wing. It's like that bad. Like,
yeah, I know. I hit stuff a lot too because I'm not good at inverted flight controls on games, and I'm still trying to like remember inverted, every time. I'm always running into stuff, and I know what you mean.
So
Mike,
your controls are, like, I always leave whatever they give me. I just leave them. I just try to.
Matt, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Matt,
one
you played
question.
it.
No, I haven't played it.
Okay.
One question before we start to move on. Is there a way, would it make it easier if you held the gamepad up to the screen and kind of looked over it? Like I know it's not
No,
obviously
they
a
give you a
best
screen of the top
case.
screen on your gamepad. It's really small and it's kind of like out of the way. I've only seen it once, and I was like, all right, let me actually focus on this.
Okay.
But
He's
I
asking,
But I
don't think
mean,
it'll
could
help.
you rather than
he's saying, does it
holding the
make it
gamepad like
up?
down in your lap, could you hold it parallel or whatever the proper word
That's
is
what I
to the
do. That's
TV
what I
and
do.
then like look
That-
over
Yeah,
over the left or side?
that's what I do, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
And then you have to recenter all the time. Like,
Oh
if
yeah, but that's really what, like, it's just a button though. It actually works.
Yeah.
But yeah, you reset, realigning, readjusting is
Yeah.
like, it's not
It's not a
for your
pain.
sake. It's actually part of the game. Like, it's
That's
that
bad.
much you have to do it.
So it
But
works.
the camera is
Matt,
constantly
question-
switching. You switch camera, like the way you sit down and play. It's never gonna be the same for 5 minutes. Like, I'm constantly pressing Y and readjusting my cursor.
Yeah. So Matt, to answer your question, yes, that does help, because I lay back on the couch kind of and point it right at the TV, like you're saying.
Mhm.
And part of the game, I would argue, that they designed it around is that it's almost like you have to play the level several times, number one, just like any Star Fox game, but like it's part of it is like remembering or figuring out what parts you should be looking at your TV and what part you got to use the screen on your handheld for. And that isn't comfortable. It isn't an easy fit. It's what everyone's been saying. But I mean, but you could do it. If you're a good gamer, you might like it. This is not for kids though. That's something that jumped out at me. I was like, this would be hard for somebody who's like not a good gamer.
The thing is though, like, that's what I don't like. When something's hard, not because the game, like, it's not like it's Lion King where the game is hard because the game is hard. It's hard because, like, either it's hard to adjust or this is made for, like, this one concept is not made correctly or ideally.
Yeah, it's not
you know?
perfect. It's not perfect. But Mike, like, I mean, Matt's right. We've been going on about this for like 20 minutes now. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, it's new, it's good. I mean,
Yeah.
I still
There's
recommend it.
something-
It's cheap.
it's
Yeah.
good. You like it though? You think it's pretty good?
Oh yeah,
though?
no, I love it. I think it's good. I just, I wish the voice acting was a little bit better or more like emotional, like they were in 64 and shit. But
I'm gonna be
other
listening.
than that, the graphics are awesome, the music's awesome. Just yeah. I mean, like I said, I haven't finished my one run through because I kind of been like, man, I gotta redo that, or like I had to work all weekend. But I'll probably finish it tomorrow and just like, all right, I'll see which way I get. Maybe I'll adjust a little bit better, try like some new tips on all range mode. But other
Yeah,
than
I
that,
like for all the complaining we just did about it and all this stuff, like I actually think it's a pretty fun game, and I'm just a Star Fox fan. So if people are listening, I mean, don't mistake what me and Mike are saying. We're both saying we like the game. It's just different. It's odd.
yeah, it's like Super Mario 3D World. Like, the gamepad is not uncomfortable. I don't like when people think about that too. It's just like the controls for this one game are no good. And like, I don't want to say they're no good. They're just not up to Nintendo standards bar where it doesn't fit seamlessly.
Yeah.
So I guess it does take adjusting, or maybe quote, it's a different game. But I wouldn't say, oh, don't try it. Like, it's unplayable. You gotta play it. Like, it's cheaper than most games too. It's $50. You're getting 2 games. So.
Okay.
Totally.
Cool. So I guess if people are willing to not put up with, but willing to stick with the control or put effort into the controls, they'll have a decent game in the end. But moving on, or a fun game or whatever. I don't know if Mike was laughing, but that wasn't meant as an insult. But anyway, moving on. We actually do have Amiibo news. Other than the Kirby Amiibo that came out, people were wondering what else Nintendo would do, and unsurprisingly, they're actually making Monster Hunter Amiibo. So far it's only going to come in Japan because it's tied to Monster Hunter Stories, and we don't know if that's coming over here yet or not. So far it's only for Japan. It's in October. You can either have a male or female rider riding the dragon or the cat-like thing, and I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool, even though I don't really care much about Monster Hunter. I just like the cartoon way they adapted the Monster Hunter characters into like this cartoon style, and it looks pretty detailed. Who knows if it'll stay like that? The original Amiibo were more detailed, and then they kind of lowered in quality, but they look pretty cool. If you're looking to get them, they do have some content. You get like an extra monster to fight and something else. I thought I wrote it down. Apparently not. Oh, you can unlock special monsters in the game and something else that I didn't recall. there were a couple of things announced this week. Star Tropics 1 and 2 are now on the eShop, which I think Unoclay will appreciate.
I'm sure Mike does too. Come on, man. Eli maybe even has played those games. Eli, you ever play Star Tropics yet?
No.
Come on, you little kids, you
You can
kids.
slap my hands. I don't know.
Whenever I'll remember, I always forget the name. When I hear Star Tropics, I think Staffy more than Star, like whatever Star Tropics is.
Oh, Starfy? Oh, don't confuse the two. That's sad. It makes me.
They have. I mean, come on. The first 4 letters are the same. I mean, it's an easy.
He can't be bothered to read the rest.
Those are good games.
Wait. The game you're talking about, it has a sequel, right?
Yeah, Star Tropics 2. It's kind of rare, or it was rare. I mean, I have it.
That's why I know you, Clay. That was the first thing you ever talked about on here. I remember that. That's like the first. That's how I remember Clay. All right? I was
Nice.
so now you're forever related to that game, bro.
They're good.
You know what? Yo, if we ever meet up at like a Jersey Con or a Philly Con, just if they have it, just buy it or give it to me, and I'll buy you a game, and that'll salute our friendship. Like I got Eli pizza. All right,
I can't give you my Star Tropics because I've had it since I was like 10. So I'm definitely not giving.
Yeah. Well, we'll look and see if our guy has it. And we'll be like, yo.
I'll look for a copy for you and send it up to you because they're getting priced cheap. I bet it's under $10 because Star Tropics is pretty common. So.
I mean, there's an Earthbound by me. Hey, it's $200, but I don't think it'd be a.
Yeah, I'll trade you for that. I'll send you Star Tropics.
Yeah. Fair trade.
I never owned.
Can I get the scratch and sniff cards though?
Yeah. Oh man, forget about it. It's a good game for people that have never heard of Star Tropics or never played it. Don't play 2 first because 2 isn't a better game. But it's a game that hasn't aged like insanely well. You want to be in the mindset of playing an NES game that's somewhere between like an overworld map, like a Dragon Warrior RPG, but without random encounters. But you're kind of moving around a map and then you're going into dungeons. It's sort of almost like another take on The Legend of Zelda, 8-bit overhead style. Completely different game overall, much easier than Legend of Zelda, but it's really quaint and cute. So it's funny you would mention Earthbound because like I would compare it to something like if you're playing the NES and if NES had if like Legend of Zelda NES and Earthbound had a baby, it's almost like that a little bit. It's kind of like a little bit of each world, like an RPG adventure game. Mostly the adventure part because you're in dungeons, like attacking monsters, and they're fun games. It's got cool music. A lot of us have a lot of nostalgia for it, so it's hard for me to really rate it fairly in a modern sense because like I played it a ton when I was a kid, and everybody that was like a kid who played NES in my era like played Star Tropics, so we all like love it. Star Tropics 2 is cool, but it's more like for people who are fans of the part 1. So I would say definitely play part 1 first, if you're going to play it. So that's cool. Glad they're out there for people to play them.
Yeah. And for Pokemon fans, the Pokemon Company has been releasing legendary, mythical, or whatever the heck they want to call them, Pokemon once per month. And the first one they start off with was Mew back in like February. And you could only get it at GameStop with a special code. And they ran out pretty quickly. But the Pokemon Company has decided to release Mew once again. For people who missed out on the first run. So if you subscribe to the Pokemon newsletter by June 1st, oh crap, what day is it today? If you subscribe today, by the time this comes out, then you can get Mew for the month of June. You have to subscribe before June 1st, so literally today when this podcast goes up. And then you can get it. You can't get another copy of Mew if you already redeemed the code because it's the same code, unless you have a different game you're putting it on. But
can I ask a question that sounds really stupid to you Pokemon experts?
Sure.
I'm not a genuine, real question. Like, in a nutshell, without getting too far off track here, what is the relationship between Mew and then Mewtwo that's in like Smash Brothers? Like, are they the same character or something?
No, it's a clone. Mewtwo is cloned off of Mew.
Yeah.
And for some,
you can go.
Yeah, except for some reason their numbers are switched, and nobody knows why the heck Mew's number is after Mewtwo's number.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Mew is supposed to not exist. That's the way it went. So it was like it was made off the genes of it. That makes more sense that Mewtwo's 150 because it's more likely somebody would run into Mewtwo before Mew. But if you want, Clay, if you really want to know, you go on Google and you type Pokemon, the first movie, and you watch it, and you go, whoa.
Don't Do it.
And
Don't
then,
do that.
and then to make it even better, you watch some of the Pokemon anime. The one where Gary walks into Giovanni's bed and he gets his ass kicked by the coolest costume Mewtwo ever that somehow didn't make Smash but was in Project M. Okay, and you go, man, why didn't Nintendo ever capitalize on this? And then you'll get why Mewtwo is cool, telepathic, and speak English and kicks ass. Then you'll figure like, whoa, they're brothers, but not really. Clone bros.
You know what?
Right?
You know
Made
what
on
the
Cinnabar
part about
Island.
this
Everyone knows
podcast
this.
is? You know what the best part about this podcast is? Because like when I go out in the real world, like this week, and I say something nerdy, and then everyone laughs at me, I'll be like, I'll just envision you guys talking just now, and I'll be like, I feel good about myself because I don't even know what they were talking about. They're like 151, number 2, magic anime. Like I'm like, oh my god.
Mewtwo's a magical schoolgirl. No, so
Messing with y'all. I just never know like the backstory of the Pokemons, the Pokemangs. Like so, like I like hearing a little bit. So he's a clone. I got it. He's a clone of Mew. That's the summary. All right, got it. Okay.
The humans basically wanted to make the ultimate Pokemon, and they're like, we have some DNA from Mew, which is the Pokemon that has the DNA of literally every other Pokemon. So they're like, well, we'll take this Mew DNA and create our own monster because we're better. Suck it, nature. And then they do, and then he kills everything. And then he stops at the end and everyone cries.
Hey, were we talking about that? Matt, did you mention how I didn't get into Pokemon Go beta?
Well, no, we'll get to that later.
Okay, well, I'm angry about it. So.
All right, the last thing that was announced this week was Zelda is playable at the Nintendo New York store. So, Mike, you can suck it and also give us your impressions.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna be waiting on that.
Oh, jerk. Well, obviously we know Eli's going to E3, but as far as the regular scrubs of us,
Do you hear about the 90-minute demo? We're gonna talk about that.
yeah. So I was gonna segue into that. There's a rumor that Nintendo is bringing 2 Zelda demos, and apparently is telling the press to set aside 90 minutes to play it. Now, Eli, how much time do you usually get for a game when you make an appointment? Like, is it 20 minutes or 30 minutes?
Well, what Nintendo usually does is it has this VIP section in the back of its booth, and you make an appointment, and they usually give you half an hour, and you can go play whatever game you want. Mm-hmm. Usually, I'll make 2 appointments because half an hour is not enough time to see all their games. So I'll come by a second time and like on a second or third day, and I'll like spend an hour in total trying to play as much as I can. But this year I was in contact with the person that scheduled my appointment, and they scheduled me for 5 p.m. and the show floor closes at 6 p.m. So that's an hour before the show floor closes. And I sent an email back, and I'm like, so I've been hearing this demo is like 90 minutes long. Is that still going to work? Like, can you schedule me then? And she's like, what was her response? Her response was like, I talked to Nintendo, everything will be fine. But what does that mean? Like, everything will be fine? I mean, that could mean one of 2 things. First of all, it means that the demo isn't 90 minutes long and you're just, screwing with me. Or secondly, they could have me stay, past when the show floor closes and once everyone else gets kicked out, and that sort of thing. I don't know which it is, but it was kind of cryptic. She didn't really tell me how long the demo is. Yeah. So I don't know.
So it sounds like it could at least be an hour, possibly.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, to your first question, yeah, it's much longer than what we're used to.
Yeah.
I mean, to see a single game for 90 minutes, that's ludicrous. Usually the demos are like 15.
Mm-hmm. Well, it shouldn't be too surprising since it's the only game they have.
Yeah.
I'm wondering more if they're really demos like here, we'll start you at this one dungeon, and then another demo is here, you're in a field or something, or if it's just here, we'll plop you in the middle of the world and go do whatever the heck you want for an hour.
Now, I bet you the way it works is that, well, what was the first one? I think they're gonna have like a dungeon, mm-hmm. and then as one demo, which is, did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're totally right then. And I think the other one is what you mean. And there's probably some sort of section they roped off for the player and just kind of give them 45 minutes to go and do their own crap.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
I'm not sure if I want to watch it all, but I'm definitely gonna watch some of it.
Well, I'm
I don't know if it'll
it.
really spoil a
But if-
lot because we don't know anything. So even from the trailers, we know nothing. So even like 40 minutes probably won't spoil a ton.
Yeah, see, for me, I'm just kind of like I'll glance at it, but the exact opposite way to get me to want to play a game is to show me stuff. It's just like trailers. I try to avoid trailers for movies that I'm actually going to watch, just like Mike was saying, like how he stayed away from Star Fox, like news. I'm a big fan of that mentality because, I mean, I'm going to play it no matter what. You know what I mean? So it's funny because if I was you, Eli, or if, like, well, Mike, it's up to him whether he wants to try and go to the New York thing. But like, if I was you, Eli, it's funny. I would do it, but I'd have that reluctance, of like, geez, like, what if I don't like it? Then I'm not even going to be psyched for Zelda. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's usually telling. Although generally the demos they show, I've never had a problem with an E3 demo. Like I mean, that's not true, not never. 80% of the time when I play a game, I'm usually pretty excited for it. I mean, like I even played freaking Chibi Robo and wrote a pretty enthusiastic preview about it. The two games that I've ever been down on were that I remember, other than the obvious like Mario Tennis, because we all knew that would be bad, were Splatoon, which all the complaints I said at the beginning ended up being in the final version, and nobody listened to me when it was first revealed, and then Star Fox. But other than that, usually they show off the best stuff. I would be very surprised if I didn't like Zelda after playing it.
Okie doke.
Fair enough.
Fair dunk.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. It's like for me, just to wrap that, like for me, it's almost more interesting to hear someone who's had hands-on time talk about it, whether it's you or some other reviewer, than it is for me to watch it. Cause like you know what I mean? Like I'd rather hear kind of like some very specific impressions rather than like watch it. Cause I can't tell. I'm not the one controlling it. Like half of a game is its feel, when you're controlling it and stuff like that. So, well, that's going to be cool. I'm psyched for you, man. It's like super interesting. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it if it was in front of me. It's just like, hey, like sitting home, I'm going to like E3 is going to be weird for me this year being a mainly Nintendo guy. Cause I'm like not going to have a lot to watch. It sounds like, and that's all good. It's what it is. I'll probably just,
I'll make sure to publish like 5 Zelda previews, one on every 12 minutes of the game.
Nice.
15.
Awesome.
As far as more rumors are concerned, Amazon listed Paper Mario Color Splash Standard Edition, so it hints that there might be like a special edition with amiibo figures or cards or something, or at least I would assume amiibo in some sense because a lot of Nintendo's games lately have come with amiibo, so that seems...
Yeah, like Planet Robot. But, man, I was going to ask, are amiibo done yet? Are they dead yet? Or...
I think they're
Stop
dying
making
down.
me cry.
I think so,
I
man.
spent-
Like
I
I'm
spent a
like
lot of
this
money
close to
on
opening all of them. I need someone to come to my house and just open them. Like I know I never will, but I don't care if somebody came to my
No.
house right now and opened all of them.
The answer to your question is no. There's when NX comes out, we're gonna see like a wave of amiibo. Like definitely not. Like I think we're just seeing a pause because Nintendo's not doing much right now. Like they're done. They're not done. This is like they made a ton of money on it. Even if Toys to Life are going away, Nintendo's not going to drop it that quick. They'll try.
Well, I want to see like the more recent amiibo sales because there's no way it can keep it up like it was. Like it doesn't have that same flair.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't think they're going to stop. One way or another. I think they're.
Oh yeah, no. Why would they? I mean, it's still making, and it probably cost them like 22 cents to make those. But
Yeah, really.
Yeah, the design and the crafting of it is going to be like the design of the first one is where all the cost is. Then dropping plastic into a mold for the next 7,000.
I mean, yeah, remember that's what everybody complained about. Do you remember what they looked like at E3 2 years ago? And then when we got them to the public and people were like, look at these photos of them. And they were like Samus with this beautiful metal painting skin and stuff. And they're like, haha, here's who you get.
Yeah,
double arm cannon Samus for $3,000.
Summertime came early to Philly, and I'm having the same issue about what to do about all these amiibo in my house because I'm like, I got a lot in boxes still, and the place I keep all my amiibo is like a windowsill in our living room, and I only have about a third of the Smash Collection on box, and then the rest are still box. and it's summer all of a sudden here. It's May, it's early summer here, and like I need to put the fan in the window. That means moving all these amiibos. So now it's like a mess. Like the living room is just like invaded, like with the amiibos like all over the place. My
Clay,
wife.
you gotta do like what my friend Phil did. He just got the original 6412 and he's just gonna put a display for them and that's it. He's like, I can give a crap about all the other ones.
I gotta figure out a place to put any of them. It's just like a mess. They're just like all over the place right now, and it's not even the whole collection. The rest are in boxes yet, and I'm just like, oh geez, amiibo army in my living room, and
You just have boxes like open at Christmas or other random days of the year.
I kind of just reward myself every now and then. I've talked about it before, but I just like kind of like I put them all. What I did, it's kind of cool. This is fun, Mike. Maybe you try this. I put them all in a box. I can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I want to open one, when I get the itch, and I'm like, I'm gonna open another amiibo and maybe train it and just play with it and admire it and like do all the weird shit you do with amiibos. Leave it to your imagination. Like then like I just like. I reach in there like blind and just like grab one. So it's like, maybe it's one I like, maybe it's one I hate. I'm like, oh, geez, it's fucking Shulk. No, throw it back. You know what I mean? Like, throw that back. I hate that guy. Like, I don't even know why I have this figure. And then it's like, maybe I'll get Rob next time and it'll be awesome. I'll be like, yes, I love this Rob. I'm so excited to get this. So try that. It gives you a reason to open them. Give yourself like a lottery.
Yeah. So going on to Pokemon Go now, Mike, you said you tried for the beta and you didn't make it. Mike?
What's that?
You said you tried to get in the Pokemon Go beta?
Yeah, I didn't get in, so I don't want to...
Wait, it already started?
I've heard the beta's not that good.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Did you get it, Eli?
No, I signed up, but I didn't get accepted either.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And then I had Billy. He works at Elite Daily. I was like, maybe he can use that because I thought. I mean, I don't have an iPhone. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting it. That's the way I felt. Like for beta, like there's no way the Android app is not going to be, more developed than the iOS one. So I was like, all right. I had him sign up, like he didn't get in. But then, like, I mean, there was a little piece on Destructoid, and it was like people were complaining that the Go beta was not good and all that. But I think I'm waiting for for like some major like publishers to be like, here's how it was, here's what it is, But to be honest, like if I got to play a beta, like even as much shitty as it's like, I'd give it a shot. I mean, the only thing is like, is it being compared to Miitomo, or does it have that kind of like, what's the word, like when you're grasping or alluring somebody? Oh, sustainability. Yeah, that's it. So. Like, I hope it's not like that, where it's like, whoa, this is the flavor of the week, and then the next day on Sunday, I'm like, yeah, what's that? I'm like, what? Like, that smelly fart in the air. I'm like, it's Pokemon Go, bro. That's the thing.
So, speaking of Pokemon Go, they actually released a lot of details about it, and it doesn't seem... I don't know, we'll go through it. It's definitely not a straight-up Pokemon game, but... it's also whatever, we'll just get into it. So there's over 100 Pokemon, which is fine. That's plenty of Pokemon to start out with. There's too many bloody Pokemon anyway. But you don't battle wild Pokemon. You only throw Pokeballs to catch them, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of understandable if you're like walking along and you, I don't know, don't have enough time. I don't know. It doesn't even make sense. Someone posed that, it's for people on the go, and if you don't have a lot of time and you can't stand there and battle all day, you just throw Pokeballs. But then it's like, well, what's the point of it if it's just a small mini game? You don't level up your Pokemon. You raise your trainer level by walking around and catching more Pokemon, which doesn't seem all that fun. It's basically a speedometer. And you evolve Pokemon by catching more of the same type. So if you have, let's say, 2 Charmanders, you can evolve it into a Charmeleon rather than leveling it up naturally. You join one of 3 teams that owns a gym, and you defend the gym, and then people come and battle the gym, and they might take over your gym, and you gotta go fight other gyms and things like that. So that aspect seems neat, at least. And when you fight, when you go against a gym, that's when you actually battle. So you don't fight wild Pokemon, but you do fight trainers at the gym. Except you're only allowed 2 moves per Pokemon, kind of like the Pokemon card game I brought up a couple of weeks ago. I guess it's to make the game move faster. so people aren't standing there forever trying to decide, what kind of strategy, because there's less strategy involved. You can dodge attacks, which is new and somewhat interesting. You can like swipe to the left and right to dodge things, which is kind of neat. And then there's certain shops around towns at public art installations, historical markers, and monuments. So these are where you would buy Pokeballs and I think heal your Pokemon as well, which that could possibly get annoying if you have to walk like 10 minutes real time just to get Pokeballs or this or that, and then makes people want to just play the normal game instead. So
Matt, it'd be funny because we talked about like times and be like, oh, you can only catch, Arcanine at 5 a.m. Yeah, people like, all right, I know he's coming, like just get people late to work or at work. You're like, oh no. You just go into the bathroom. Oh, I just got to go for a second. All right, I know Mewtwo's here at 10:15. Let's go. There he is.
No, Muck is in the bathroom. Muck and Garbodor. Yeah.
I was like, Cobras. And they're like, no.
Cobras.
They're going to be like Arbok.
So, I know only... So, Eli, what do you think of these details for Pokemon Go now that we have a better understanding of what it is?
I'm gonna say that I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
You can hit me upside the head. I don't know. I've completely, to be honest, I've treated the same kind of approach that a lot of people have treated Zelda. In terms of I don't really want to know anything about Pokemon Go because I know that there are these issues, but they have a beta for a reason, and that's to fix the issues. People providing feedback and all this sort of stuff. So this is going to sound really uninformed because I decided to not listen to those details. I didn't read the article either. But honestly, I'm hoping I can jump in and actually kind of love the game. So.
Okay.
Sorry for the terrible opinion.
No, that's fine.
I have a deep and developed opinion about this topic, but I'm going to hold back because I'm such a passionate player of the series that I don't want to sour anyone's opinions before I collect all 28 Pokemon in this game and get all the trainers and fight the Fantastic Four at the end and all the stuff. I'm literally scraping the barrel. I'm scraping the barrel here of what I know about Pokemon.
That's good. You want to hold off until you have a fully formed opinion. That's good.
Exactly. I love these games.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. Some of the stuff could be interesting. Some of it could be not. They definitely have to make creative changes when you make a mobile game because, you're going to have less battery life and you're going to be moving on the go. So you're not going to want to stand there for half an hour doing the same thing, especially if it's like raining or freezing. But I don't even have a smartphone and I'm definitely not taking my iPad outside. So I won't be able to play it at all, unlike some of the other smartphone games. So I'm cautiously optimistic. It seems interesting, but we'll see what people think about it. And somewhat lastly, kind of small news, there's a Sonic game in development because their Twitter teased it. And I was wondering, I don't know how many of you play Sonic games, but what elements from a Sonic game would you like to see return in their next game? And don't say good gameplay because that goes for any of the games.
So what's in development? A new Sonic game?
Yeah.
That's exciting news right there.
He wants to know what elements we'd want to see in a Sonic game. Can you hear the excitement in my voice? I will. You can go first, Mike.
I mean,
whether it's returning or
there
new
better
or
be
whatever.
some speed, right?
I mean, I think the developers have been
Sonic
on
made
speed for a
good
while.
game, okay?
There should be some speed, some nachos, or popcorn.
Yeah, I'm having nachos and cheese right now, all right? Not just plain nachos, all right? But let's see. Yeah, speed nachos are pretty cool. I like that. That's dope. Nice ad play. No, I mean, okay, it shouldn't be anything like that Wii U game. I can't remember because it was
Lost
terrible.
World.
How is it?
Or
Lost
Sonic
Garb.
Boom. Sonic Boom.
I don't
and
know.
Lost World.
I'm completely opposed to what Mike's saying. What I want is a Sonic game, okay? Here's what I want.
Like
I want
nachos?
I want Sonic Boom, like the terribly the wonderful slow nature of that gameplay in 3D, coupled with the wonderful non-working controls of Sonic Lost World. And then lastly, you can throw in some Olympic sports just for fun. And then you're going to come out with the perfect Sonic game. I mean, we've been getting them straight for the last 10 years like this, so I don't see why we got to change.
My sarcasm meter is broken, so I'm going to assume that those games are all very good and that this is your true feelings, correct? Am I right?
No, Clay, not at all. Whatever you know, whatever you've heard, no.
Man,
All right.
I don't know, man. Like I'm a guy who grew up playing Sonic. I have Sonic 1, 2, and whatever Knuckles is numbered.
Whoa, it's 1, 2, 3. Sonic and Knuckles came out after that, and then you put Sonic 3 and Knuckles together, okay? And then after that, you get Sonic 3D Blast with Sonic Spinball, okay? You know? And 3D Blast is different. Don't forget, Sonic 3D Blast is still on the Sega Genesis. So you get Sonic Spinball and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Beat. Born the same year I'm born.
What was that?
But yeah, you know what a Sonic game should be like? It should be good. Like everything from like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's a good game. Great game. Should be like that.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah. And I mean, see, Sonic Adventure 2 is overrated, and all the dumb casuals and
How
people
dare
who can't remember anything.
I'm gonna have to
they
kick
like
you
that.
out.
Yeah, well, it's cool and all. I mean, when Sonic and Shadow with their because they look identical to the government, racist, obviously. Yeah, see, that game is no good because Tails is in the machine. I mean, yeah, Big the Cat wasn't in it, but kind of like get like a nice in-between mix between like Sonic Generations did it pretty good. Do something like that. So make it Sonic Generations meets Sonic 3 Knuckles with a better with Sonic Adventure 2 kind of dark side, but nothing else about Sonic Adventure 2 that's not Crush 40. Okay, Crush 40 is the band that does Green Forest, all that stuff.
You need Chow's.
So yeah.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I said you need Chow's.
Yeah, Matt wants Chow's. That's what Matt does. He goes into the garden and he holds B and pets it for 3 hours, and he goes, "Race my Chow, bro." Okay?
I mean,
it was surprisingly fun.
No,
but then again, then again, it was during a time where we would play like one game forever. So
dash jump, you can get over that, dude. Dash jump, Mike? Dash wall jump,
Mike.
Dash wall jump. He's gonna be there forever.
Freaking Mike.
Noob.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Stop dash wall jumping, man.
Yeah, well, Joey,
you gotta get me my Chows.
Like Fire Elephant over here in Mega Man X, Larry.
Flame Mammoth.
Answer your question, Matt. Like for me, we've talked about this a little bit before, but like for me, Sonic has never done it that much for me. Mm-hmm. And if I ever wanted to play a Sonic game, it's so ironic that like it's not ironic. I don't think it's ironic. I think it's kind of rude for me to say if they would make Sonic more like Mario, I would like it better. Like where I don't have to like run into something every time. It's just the dumbest thing. I don't get Sonic games and why they're fun. Because just when it gets fun and you're going fast, you crash into something. And I'm like...
No, that's not what happens, Clay. If you're a filthy casual or some sort of lame brain, that would happen to you.
Whoa, them there's fighting words, bro. Like, no,
okay?
I hear ya.
Speed, okay, when you have at the perfect speed of Sonic, okay, you're flying through enemies and you're flying through the course and you're like, wow, and there's multiple paths to the end. That's what makes it sick, alright? It makes it so good. So when you're going at that fast speed, if you're able to control it and be Sonic, okay, you're going through, not only are like the platforming elements made perfectly for the speed of the game, alright, but it's just, he's cool too, man. Like, that's it. It's perfect. It's such a great game.
I would just say this, like, I understand what you're saying, and I grant you. I mean, I've played the heck. I finished Sonic 1 back in the day. I've never finished 1 and gotten
Sonic 1, I can agree with you, like, there's a lot of speed bumps because they just throw rocks in there, and you're like, this is stupid. But Sonic 2 and 3...
You know, but, like, and I get what you're saying. Like, if you put the time in and you memorize the path, you can do these crazy runs. I grant you that is part of the design. But what, maybe... Okay, so we're getting somewhere here, because then, to Matt's question... What do I want out of a Sonic game? I would like a Sonic game where I don't have to just sit and like grind and memorize the game to have fun with it. So I would be able to do that. You know what I mean?
But
Unlike
that's
Star,
trial and
wait,
error. That
so
makes you feel better when you win.
so Unoclay, you don't want the same thing that you're getting in Star Fox Zero then?
Well, okay, like to use an example that comes to mind for me, like not exactly the same, but I can use this example because it's on my mind because I'm playing it a lot.
Mhm.
In Meat Boy is insanely difficult, and you can do the levels really fast. But what it doesn't do is throw blind jumps at you and stuff like that
Mhm.
most of the time. I mean, it does. I'm sure there's a million examples where it does. But like a lot of the times, even if you haven't played a level before, I finish levels in World 5 in a couple times in like 1 or 2 lives because the game isn't unfair.
Mhm.
You can see the traps coming. You can see what you need to do if you're fast, like, and you can figure it out on the fly. And I never feel like that when I play Sonic. I feel like I'm just like running blindly and then I hit a wall, or I'm running and like all I can do is like basically memorize the level and then come back and play it again and remember, okay, you got to jump when you get to that wall, but there's no way to know before you hit it. Like you got to just memorize shit.
Yeah.
And that's maybe where I like get bored of it because I'm like, I don't want to just play this level again and to memorize every nook and cranny and then get this awesome speed run out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, you know?
They-
I mean,
No, but
they
it's
have
not
kind
about
of-
memorization though. I think you're going at it wrong. Like I do, like I don't remember any like Sonic levels. I mean, yeah, I might remember Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like the first 6 levels of Sonic, like pretty down packed because I played it so much. But that doesn't like change. You go like, oh man, I can't beat this unless I know what I'm doing. Like the game is made where at the faster speed. It's made that it's not easier to go through, but the platforming elements aren't as hard even if you're going at that max speed. And that's what makes Sonic really cool. Like you could be running, and I mean in Sonic 3 Act 1, all right, for Angel Sanctuary. I mean no, for the Angel Island. There's these platforms where that they disappear in and out on the river. All right, and you could go the high route. It's easier if you get that. They try to trick you because you're going really fast, and you're like, oh shit, you might not make the jump, or you get lucky and you could stop right on the dime. Because that's what makes that game really cool too, is that you could stop, at any point and not lose, not lose where you are.
I hear what you're saying, and I think you're probably just, to be honest, you're probably just better at it than me, because maybe that's why it's never worked for me, because I'm not inherently good at because I know kind of what you mean. Like sometimes I do get the flow, it's like the flow.
It's addicting when you get it. You know?
And sometimes I touch it, but then like I always hit something and I'm pissed and all my rings go flying everywhere. I'm like, I hate this. Where's Mario? You know what I mean?
Well, when you're running, you can also hold down and become a ball, and you won't.
Right.
Then you won't. An enemy won't hurt you then.
Right. Yeah. But
like
then
not hitting down an A or B or C, but if you're full dashing, you can just hit down. You'll become.
Yeah, but then you're just falling a spike and you lose the rings anyhow. The ball don't help. I'm just like, what the heck?
Well, if you could time the jump right, you'll probably be good. I'm telling you, it's like. Right. I don't know what to say. You replay Sonic 3. That's all I can say.
I don't have it. That is the one out of the 4 that we talked about that I don't have. It's like I have.
Gosh damn it.
Yeah, I have 1, 2, and.
Okay, how about this, Clay? I'll get you all 7 Chaos Emeralds, and then you'll be in Super Sonic, and you'll be invulnerable, and even faster. And now you won't have to worry about anything stopping you, because nothing stops Super Sonic.
That'd be fun. Invincible Sonic. That'll be fun. I'll have fun with that.
I don't remember if this 2D Sonic games really fixed it, but I know in some of the later 3D ones, when you do your burst mode thing where you hold like the right trigger or something and you go super fast, they will have button prompts on the screen so that you can like duck underneath.
Yeah, that's the new gen Sonic.
Yeah,
that's when it goes into they call that 3D mode now, because like in Sonic Gen, that's newer modern Sonic, so that's 3D mode. And L1 and R1 are quick steps.
Yeah.
And like O would be a slide and all that.
Yeah.
So that's how it works in the newer Sonic ones if Clay hasn't played it.
Maybe I just don't like Sonic because like I fucking hate, excuse my language, I farting hate playing him in Smash because I just hate that character.
Everybody hates. No, don't worry about it. I mean, I like it, but yeah, I mean, he only has one thing. All right, but Clay, have you played a newer Sonic? Play Sonic Gen. You might like that. Sonic Generations. It's like $3 now.
Righteous.
I think it actually, I think it went on sale this week. I remember seeing a Sonic or a Sega sale, which is like all the Sonic games that are available. As far as my concerns, I think the problem with the Sega team is they try to incorporate some new mechanic, and they kind of half-ass it, and then they drop it for something new the next time, and then they just half-ass it again. So I think their problem is bailing out on systems and not really
Yeah,
fully fledging them
point.
out. So in Lost World, even though I hated it profusely, I still think the parkour system was pretty cool. Even though it was kind of broken, I liked. I thought that would be like the next step for Sonic. So I think if they stuck to that and refined it or fixed it, they could have a much more interesting Sonic game. But I don't really know as far as any new mechanics. But I think they just
You only get one lemon.
stop talking about lemons, Mike. Mute your mic if you're talking to someone else. But yeah, I think they could bring back the parkour system and refine it, and it'd be much more interesting. It'd probably be a better step than just starting a whole new game, because I doubt that would do all that well.
Yeah, but the parkour system was like, it was weird. It wasn't like, it was like you thought it was gonna flow smoothly, like with the game, but there was like some elements of it were forced. Like if they made it like where it's like if you're near a ledge or like a section with parkour section, that's fair. But you can't have it the entire level. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it seems gimmicky doing that way, but you know what? Like, the system's not perfected. I think it might be better if it's like a one-time kind of thing. Like, I mean, you can't boost all Sonic through modern Sonic levels. There are 2D parts where you have to platform. So, make parkour kind of like that instead of like the entire world adventuring thing.
Well, maybe instead of just saying this is your parkour segment, start of parkour, end of parkour, they could have like branching paths. So you could go take this parkour route where you bounce off of walls and do some other crazy thing, or maybe you, I don't know, climb some other thing or bounce on some other spring to do some other thing. I'm really being great at describing what I want, but maybe they could have like separate, just branching paths. So you could have this parkour thing at one area, and you could have this in another section, and et cetera, just to make it, just to change up the variety of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think.
I said neat. It's interesting to hear your thoughts on that. I'm not super aware of the parkour system you guys are talking about, so cool.
All right. So I think that about wraps it up for this week. You can find me on Twitter at the Mango Viking on Twister. I screwed that up. You can find me at the Mango Viking. I don't even remember how I said it. I'm just going to leave it for humor's sake. You can find me at the Mango Viking on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And Eli, where can people find you?
You can find me, my writing at NintendoEnthusiast.com, and find me on Twitter at Paul Salon. That's about it.
All right. And you had, I saw you posted a new video about Freedom Planet.
Oh yeah, it's a stupid video. I'd like to get some feedback on it. I don't think it's that great, but if people like it, then that'll be good.
It's on Nintendo Enthusiast. What's the name of the link?
No. It's on my personal, which is Nintendo Network 64.
Okay.
I haven't used that very often, but there's a video that new idea that I came up with, and I decided to post it on there.
Cool.
Is it my turn yet?
Yeah. Oh, now you want to talk. I'm like when we start the podcast.
Well, Gaming Night Live over here, and yeah, I got these 2 Smash combo videos coming out. They're already edited, so I got to switch up some clips, get approval from Phil, and then it'll be all good to go.
Cool.
Check it out when it comes out.
And
I'll look forward to it.
Unoclay, we can actually find you at IGN because the status updates are sort of working now.
No, they don't work. I wrote a blog finally. I finally wrote a blog, and it doesn't work. I can't write a status on it. I was like, man, I hate my IGN.
Yeah,
it sucks. Like nobody comments anyway. I make one on Destructoid. 2 of the guys who write for the site read my blog. All right, so baloney.
The tip of the week came from Jedi Timmy on the MyIGN boards. If you're having the problem where your status updates are locked out on MyIGN, sometimes you can get it to fix if you just follow these instructions. You go in the news feed, you hover over the news feed, you right click, or if you're on a Mac, you do a 2-finger click, same thing, right click, and you either press the button, you get the little menu that pops up from your mouse click that says reload. You go to the reload selection. It'll reload the news feed, and for some reason, like clicking inside the frame so to speak, in terms of like how the screen is developed, like the frame of the newsfeed, and doing a right click reload sometimes unlocks your status updates, and it doesn't work every time.
See, that seems way too complex for people to be like, "Hey, read my blog because I haven't blogged in a year, so I'm back."
No,
Like,
you don't have to actually click in the box or anything, because I just press F5 to refresh my page, or the button at the top of the address bar. So as long as you basically post something and let it do its little spinny loading thing for a second, and then just refresh and hope that it goes up. It has recently for me, which is weird because Poor Pig told me that like 2 weeks ago when I tried it and it didn't work, so I don't know what the heck's going on, but apparently it works if you refresh it now, so
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can find Unoclay there at MyGen at Unoclay1. And wherever you're listening, you can find us at Just Another Castle on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, and IGN. You can leave us comments and questions. So we'll see you next time, and leave gaming to Nintendo.